I'm Karen Costello-Wilder and the board chair of Aqua. This is important news about lesbian and queer women. We are the Aqua Foundation for Women, the only nonprofit 501c3 in Florida by and for LGBTQ women. Since 2004, we have been the voice dedicated to serving and supporting LGBTQ plus women. Our partnership is part of Hotspots Happening Out Television Network's 10 pillars of the LGBTQ plus community. Lesbians and queer women are one of those 10 pillars, and we hope you will support Aqua Foundation's vital mission by sharing, volunteering, and donating. In Aqua events, March with Aqua Foundation at Stonewall Pride Parade, June 17th. Stonewall Pride Parade and Street Festival will be held on Saturday, June 17th, 2023 at Wilton Manors. Organized and presented by Hotspots Happening Out Television Network, the Street Festival will be from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m., while the parade will start at 7 p.m. Stonewall Pride celebrates the historic Stonewall riots and the start of the LGBTQ plus human rights movement and how it has shaped our community. The Stonewall Pride Parade and Street Festival typically attracts 50,000 spectators and has a direct economic impact of more than $6 million for the city of Wilton Manors. Aqua Foundation will be marching at the parade as the representative from lesbians and queer women in support of the LGBTQ plus community and to celebrate the significance of the Stonewall riots for the community as Pride is a protest. And I think, thinking of this, with the Miami Beach Pride and with everything that's happening here in Florida specifically, it's like the last couple of prides have almost like, again, full circle moment, coming back to a lot of protest, which I think is super cool. And I think it also, it's a story that we can use or, point to an example to people who say, why do you have to have these pride parades? And say to them, pride is not, it is just about, being gay and in the community, but it started as a protest, and we're getting back there. And because of those protests, initially, we gained rights and community and all those things, and we will continue to do so.
Yeah, and I think exactly. I don't think it's cool that it's going back to becoming a protest. Ideally, we would be at a place, I think, where that's no longer necessary. Yeah. But as we're seeing, especially in Florida, just recently with Treasure Coast Pride, what they faced from the city and having to put up privacy walls as if we're something shameful, as if, we're only allowed to exist if we're not bothering other people.
So then it goes back to this. If we are Pride as a protest, right? Pride is a protest. So how are we not protesting then? Because isn't the protest if DeSantis, I don't even say his name, it's like struck by lightning or something.
Must not be named.
Yeah, Beetlejuice. But DeSantis and his cronies who are creating this type of legislation that silence our community, the reality of it is that this is a protest. If Pride is a protest, then let's protest. Yeah. And it's not about, we have to be willing to be arrested.
Yeah.
We have to be willing to be hurt. Yeah. We have to be willing, because those are the risks that in history, the people before us took on those streets on Christopher Street in New York City. Sometimes it takes the kind of courage when you believe that your life is in danger. It takes the kind of courage that when you think, I'm gonna be arrested, I'm gonna be uncomfortable, I'm gonna be whatever makes you feel insecure.
And it's
right?
It's a time that we really need to stand up together.
That's when we have to
come together. Yeah. And unfortunately, a lot of prides are getting canceled. I'm from Sarasota area originally, and Tampa Pride just announced that this is their last pride this year. Unfortunately, a lot of prides are closing down, and we really need to keep going and keep showing that we're here and we're queer.
And let me tell you, another thing about these prides is that they've been funded by a lot of organizations that say they have our back, but last minute they don't.
Yeah.
And that's why we're seeing, for example, Sarasota, Tampa Pride being canceled. I actually heard news as well that West Palm Beach Pride is also being canceled as well.
And that's another reason to show up for not just for Aqua, but for all of the LGBTQ organizations that are headquartered here in Wilton Manors. You know, Wilton Manors Pride is not sponsored or presented by some big bank or something that doesn't care. It's really organized by a community organization that is by and for LGBTQ people. Exactly. And so how you show up with Aqua, I mean, it's really pretty easy. You can, send us an email, info@aquafoundation.org, and follow us on all our social channels, and all of the signups are there. You can march with us. We're going to be in the parade itself, and we're going to have a booth. We really want the community to be out here with us. That's the whole point.
Absolutely.
LGBTQ+ news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ+ community.